Zaha injured, Walcott injured, Mkhitaryan bench. I mean, talk about bad luck. With the fourth game week of the season completed, let's take a look at how my team performed and my early transfer thoughts for game week 5. For game week 4, I got an underwhelming 39 points, 5 points below the average of 44, dropping my ranking position even further. Ouch. In the My FPL Strategy League, I've 2 dropped my ranking position. Shout out to Los Balados who chose to activate his wildcard for game week 4, retaining the top spot for the third week run-in. If you'd like to join the league, please see the details in the description below. Now let's take a look at how my team performed and what my transfer thoughts are for game week 5. Man City beat Newcastle 2-1 at the Etihad Stadium. Ederson had a quiet game, only making a single save. In all fairness, he had no chance with the Newcastle goal, and really was a spectator for the majority of the match. Nevertheless, when called upon, his distribution and passing was unquestionable, with 88% accuracy. Due to the single goal conceded, Ederson only returned 2 points for match appearance. Man City's next 2 games are up against newly promoted sides. Admittedly, I was expecting Man City to have already achieved a lot more clean sheets. So far they've only kept 1, and that was up against their hardest fixture on paper, Arsenal. But with the next 2 games up against Fulham and Cardiff, it feels premature to contemplate exchanging him. Liverpool maintained their 100% start to the season, beating Leicester City 2-1. Robertson once again proved to be a menace on the left flank, providing an assist for Sadio Mane's opener. Although his influence in the final third took a hit in the second half, he was equally as important in defence, especially when Leicester City were increasing the pressure. At the end, Robertson returned a respectable 5 points. Liverpool's next 5 fixture gets tougher, with 3 of the games being played away. Furthermore, 3 of the games are up against title challengers, Spurs, Chelsea and Man City. It was always my intention to exchange Robertson around this point, but with Liverpool's perfect start and Robertson's good form, it's hard to let him go. Brighton came from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 with Fulham at the MX Stadium. Montoya in the first half had a good performance, constantly blocking crosses. Furthermore, late on in the second half, the Spanish defender made an overlap run and fired a volley, which would have been a screamer if that went in. Due to Brighton conceding 2 goals, Montoya lost a point, and thus at the end only returned a single point for match appearance. Brighton's next fixture is an away match against Southampton, before they play a tough home game against Spurs. Mendy was nowhere to be seen in Wolves' equaliser, but despite the careless slip-up, Mendy had a solid performance. With De Bruyne injured and Sane struggling to get into the team, Mendy's ability to fire crosses into the box has become an important weapon for the Blues. He has now picked up his 4th assist of the season. At the end, Mendy returned a solid 5 points. The Blues have a good run of fixtures, but have only kept 1 clean sheet so far. But with Mendy's current form and his crossing ability, if there's no clean sheets, there's always a possibility he may produce an assist. So his starting place in my team remains intact. Everton came from behind to draw against Huddersfield. Walker had been in great form leading up to this game. The former Arsenal man had already opened his account for Everton this season with 2 goals and 1 assist. And in the absence of Richarlison, many FPL managers were hoping that Walcott would continue his great form. But unfortunately, Walcott was substituted before the 60-minute mark after he suffered an apparent hip injury. As a result, he only returned a disappointing 1 point for match appearance. Everton play West Ham next at Goodison Park. The last encounter between the two at Goodison Park, Everton beat West Ham 4-0. Furthermore, West Ham have yet to win a match, thus on paper this fixture looks very favourable for Everton. But with Walcott's new injury, will he be fit enough to play? Perhaps fortunately, Walcott has the international break to potentially recover. Whether it's enough time, only time will tell. Salah was goalless in a 2-1 win against Leicester City. The game started with a golden opportunity for the star man, but unlike Salah, he fluffed his lines, a miss which looked to have lingering effects on his performance throughout. The Egyptian has yet to hit full stride, and was substituted in the second half. At the end, Salah only returned 2 points for match appearance. The Reds face a tough run of fixtures. The international break could offer the perfect opportunity for Salah to regroup and start again. Arsenal did just about enough to beat Cardiff 3-2, but it was bad news for me and many FPL managers as the most owned Arsenal player Mkhitaryan didn't even make the starting 11. Nevertheless, he did make an appearance in the second half with 1 minute to spare, but unfortunately it was too little too late, and at the end only returned a single point from match appearance. Arsenal have a good run of fixtures, and the Gunners don't play a top 6 team until Gameweek 11, thus it makes sense to have an Arsenal player. But is Mkhitaryan the right player to have? Admittedly, I'm no longer sure. West Ham fell to a stoppage time goal as Wolf grabbed the first win of the season. Neves didn't look like his usual dangerous self, and was unable really to influence the game. However, he was influential in the winning goal, when he made a pressing run to close down Sanchez, and allowed Bernardino to tee up Traore to finish off the game. At the end he gained 2 points for match appearance, and the extra point for a clean sheet, returning a total of 3 points. The Wanderers face Burnley next at home. The last 2 Premier League meetings between the two, Wolves have beaten Burnley 2-0 and 2-1. Partnered with Jesus, Aguero played the number 10 role in City's win against Newcastle. Perhaps Aguero is more effective when he's the frontline striker, as he struggled at times to reach his best level. Nevertheless, 7 minutes into the second half, the Argentinian teed up Walker with an assist for the winning goal. In addition, his effort earned him an additional 1 bonus point. At the end, as my captain, he returned a decent 12 points. City faced newly promoted side Fulham. The last 2 Premier League meetings between the two, City has scored a total of 9 goals, so this could be a good fixture for Aguero to get some good returns. Salah has been in great form, scoring twice in 3 games. He was expected to start against Southampton, but unfortunately for me, the star man picked up an injury during Friday's training. As a result, Zaha was absent from the Crystal Palace squad, and with none of my bench players starting to replace him, I end up with 0 points. Ouch. Moments like this teaches us, or should I say me, the importance of having a bench. Crystal Palace have a decent run of fixtures, so ideally I would like to keep Zaha, but with Roy Hodgson confirming the injury as a groin strain, Zaha could be out for at least 4 weeks. Firmino still looks to be searching for his sharpness on the ball in Liverpool's 2-1 win against Leicester City. Despite this, the Brazilian's header at the end of the first half proved to be vital in securing Liverpool all 3 points. His overall performance earned him 1 additional point, at the end returning a solid 7 points. The Reds play Spurs next. In the last 2 Premier League meetings between the two, there have been 9 goals in total. Both teams like to press and are very direct in their style of play. Thus I suspect to be goals in this match, which could favour Firmino. None of my players on the bench made an appearance in Gameweek 4, but the biggest surprise was Daniels not starting. With Zaha injured, I was hoping the Englishman would replace him, but Eddie Howe granted Diego Rico, who is back from suspension, the starting spot at left back. So moving on to my transfer thoughts for Gameweek 5. Now with Walker and Zaha injured, Daniels and Mkhitaryan not starting, plus toppled with a weak bench, it sounds like the football gods have spoken and are forcing me to activate my wildcard. Admittedly, I'm not one to panic, and in the past I only activate my wildcard if my team underperforms, i.e. achieve less than 50 points for 3 consecutive weeks. Thus based on this principle, my team has 1 more game week to prove itself. But with Zaha potentially out of action for 4 weeks, and the extent of Walker injury unknown, I'm now faced with no choice but to use my wildcard. Perhaps taking a minus hit is the better option. Fortunately, the international break comes at the right time, so there's no need to rush. Granted, taking my time to make a decision could impact my team value, but it's a compromise I'm willing to take. So guys, what do you think I should do? Activate my wildcard or take a minus hit? And if so, who would you bring in? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before I sign out, I'd just like to say a massive thank you. The channel has reached another milestone of 2,000 plus subscribers. This is greatly appreciated. Let's just hope my FPL ranking goes up in the same way.